Good morning slash afternoon slash evening. This is Fu reporting for the Spongle Show. For today's volume of turning non-podcast things into podcasts, we'll be doing an anime. We put in a lot of effort this time, so we hope you'll enjoy it. Let's jump right into it.
Did you secure the evidence?
What? We just got here.
You know, the knife, over there?
We left everything outside this cave though. By the way, I hope you noticed we're in a cave.
Bet you thought those guys were the main characters. Well, you're wrong, cause it's me. I'm Dingding, and I'm dead. You see?
Why do I have to do everything? Go get it. I feel like you should know how to do this on your own.
No, wait. Trainee, why don't you go out and get it for us?
Alright, sure. My name's Aoi, by the way, in case you didn't know.
How would we not know? Okay, trainee, please leave.
Yes, I am leaving now.
Anyway, let's see what we have here. A dead person, a knife, some furniture in this cave surprisingly. This really is the worst cave I've ever seen, especially since I've only seen one.
Aren't you like a senior detective? Well, seeing as the victim is grasping the knife, it seems to be a suicide.
Yes, I mean, no. You do know the knife could have been planted there.
Are you out of your mind? This is not a book or a movie or an anime podcast. I'm almost certain the victim killed herself.
But if we don't investigate thoroughly, the higher-ups are not going to be happy. We should at least check the fingerprints on the weapon.
Well, that's if the trainee would come back with our stuff. That.
Sorry about that. I was about to say, wait, what? Why are they saying it's a suicide when they didn't even glance at the broken window in the cave? Someone obviously broke in. A window is a very normal thing to have in a cave.
I think I heard someone else's voice in here. Well, I brought the stuff you asked for.
Okay, that's good. Go collect the knife. You can check for footprints too, I guess.
I guess I'll be doing everything around here then.
The knife is clean apart from the victim's fingerprints, and the only footprints there are ours. Seems like a suicide to me.
What about the glass shards I collected?
I mean, they are just glass shards. There was some of the victim's blood on it, but blood splatters, so that's normal.
Yeah, we're leaving it at that. It's a suicide, case closed. Go tell that to the media. We'd best get going to the next investigation.
What? You can't just close the case like that. And what media outlet would even care? You have to explore all the possibilities. I'm sure this isn't a suicide.
Whatever you say, trainee. We're going to investigate the robbery at Mart Wall down the street. You can just stay here at the station. I mean, you're not really of much help anyway.
What? Imagine getting murdered and having your case investigated by those people. Why do I even try?
We've all worked hard today. I'll be off now so I can get home in time to do nothing.
Yes, me too. Trainee, don't forget to turn off the lights and fans before you leave the station. We are in crippling debt, after all.
Okay. I guess I should get going then. Oh, the suicide. I can't help but feel like something is wrong here. I didn't really want to come back here, but I can't help it. Everything just seems unresolved.
Exactly. What was even up with those detectives? They jumped to conclusions really quickly. I'm so offended.
My point exactly. Wait, what?
Wait, what?
I must be hearing voices. Anyway, there's definitely something up with this window. Wait, is that?
Could it be traces of the murderer? Wow, I can't believe it.
You are really annoying. Please get out of my head.
Haha, if I could get out of here, I definitely would, but I still have grudges to resolve.
You have what?
I died unrightfully, and the detectives couldn't even find and punish the person who did it. There's no way I can leave, not in this state.
Oh, I guess I can understand that. But what can you even do?
If there were witnesses to my death, that would have been nice. I guess I'm the only witness here.
Yes, you live in a cave.
Well, when I moved in, I was only thinking about the cheap rent, $1 a month. I did not expect this to happen. Let's see what I recall from that night though. I was trying to sleep when someone broke in through the window. They were dressed in all black, so I could not see them, and I tried to fight back for a while, but they grabbed the knife from my desk and stabbed me.
Wait, who's charging rent for a cave? And why do you have a knife conveniently placed within reach of the murderer?
I collect my own rent, and I placed the knife there in case someone attacked me, so I could use it for self-defense. But in retrospect, maybe that was not a very good idea. Oh, I noticed the footprints were only those of the detectives. The murderer must have worn the same boots as the detectives then.
Then that makes the detectives prime suspects. But why would they kill you? It's not like you knew them personally.
Well, they are pretty weird people, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did. Looking at all the people I knew, I had 2 friends and maybe 6 enemies, but I killed 4 of my enemies, so that cuts the number down.
You're basically a serial killer then. Is killing a serial killer justified?
No, I didn't kill them. I was driving and accidentally mowed all of them down. But they were outcasts in society, so no one cared. Anyway.
Okay, sure. So who are these people?
Oh, my friends were Kuroi and Kiroi, and my enemies Shiroi and Akai. Have you perhaps heard of them?
Yeah, I've heard of them. How could I not know Akai? She's literally the talk of the town. Everyone talks about how she's really cool and nice and happy and nice. I'm surprised you knew her personally, let alone were her enemy. What does that even mean?
She offered me somewhere better to stay. What could possibly be better than a cave?
So you just stopped being friends with her after that?
We were never friends.
Did she have anything else against you, or was it just a one-sided rivalry?
Well, there was one time I told her I knew how she pretty much committed manslaughter after she was appointed as chief secretary of the mayor, and she cut off her relationship, although I believe that was for the better.
Sorry, what? Manslaughter?
I still remember that night, since it wasn't even that long ago. I was in the outskirts of the city, and it was raining, to the point you couldn't even see straight. I was just crossing the road, bright white headlights, and the next thing I knew, I was knocked flat. I sat up, and I saw the car screeching off, and Akai's face in the rearview mirror. Yeah, so after that, I just stood up and walked home, and lay on the floor of my cave for a week to allow my wounds to heal. After I healed, I went to find her and told her about it. She was so shocked that it was me and that I even survived. It was like,
No offense, but didn't you also run some people over?
no, that doesn't count.
Okay then, well, that's not good at all. I guess that counts as a motive then. But if I were her, not that I am, I'd probably just ask you not to say it, or bribe or blackmail you, not like murder you.
How would I know? It's not like I'm a murderer or a police officer.
Okay, anyway, we should probably ask her about it. She'll definitely deny that it happened, seeing as she holds her position as secretary, so I'll try and find the evidence when I go to work.
Yeah, then you can threaten her with it, but I'm not very sure if she'll have much to say.
We can just give it a shot. What about your other rival, Shiroi, or whoever that is?
Ah, Shiroi. Terrible person. I talked to him 2 times, and he barely even said anything during those conversations. I mean, if he didn't like me, he could have just said so and not forced me to carry the entire conversation on my back. Even worse was that after the first time, he went completely out of contact for 56 days. Can you believe that? How much do you have to hate me to just disappear like that?
What? Why do you even talk to him?
I was trying to be nice. Whatever. He's probably not even a human being.
I guess I'll try and get in contact with him in that case. Moving on, your friend Kuroi?
She's kind of angry, but she can definitely keep a secret. She was there when I mowed down all our friends. Oh, and she's also right next cave.
Oh yes, I nearly forgot you did that. Anyway, if she was a bystander watching 4 people get murdered, I'm pretty sure she'll be able to murder you too.
I doubt it. We are really good friends. Trust me, everyone really likes me.
Right, and Kiroi?
I'm sure she liked me too. She agreed with everything I said, and I always felt like I was right around her. Unlike Akai, who actually had opinions. Imagine that.
Oh no, this is not ideal. How is it already time for me to go to work? When did the sun rise? Now what?
You can go if you want. Go tell your seniors I did not suicide.
Trainee, 1 minute late, I see.
Sorry, the bus is 15 minutes later than usual today.
Wow, that is so true.
I will just let it slide since it's only a minute, but try and make more credible excuses next time.
Okay, sir, what about this? I was at the cave trying to figure out the murder we were investigating yesterday.
That would be a good excuse if we were still investigating the case, and if you really had to be there so early in the morning. But neither of those hold true, so it's a 0 out of 5 excuse. Worse than the first one.
But that's the truth. It's not a suicide. You closed the case too early.
Who are you to doubt our capabilities? Anyway, you have to go give the statement to the media today. So even if you wanted to, you can't change anything.
Why do you keep mentioning the media? Whatever, I think you're making a mistake. Somewhere out there, the murderer's hiding their cove, waiting to strike again.
The people want to know. Murders are cool and interesting to them. And since when did murderers live in coves?
Come on, Tandeichi. We don't have time to waste here. We should go deliver the statement.
Listen, trainee, I know you have good intentions, but we just don't want you to waste your time.
I guess you really don't want to listen to me, even if I say I've gathered evidence and have 4 suspects on my list already.
Sure. Sorry, but we have to go do something important. Tante Ni,
Let us proceed.
Wow, I can't believe this. I might as well just go investigate the case on my own. Right, I need to gather the evidence for the accident. Guess who's back?
I thought you had a job.
My incompetent seniors asked me to leave, so I did. They didn't trust a single word I said.
I will never be able to leave this world at this rate. I guess we should find out who killed me first though. I have a book of my friends and enemies' numbers in my drawer over there.
Oh, it must be this book labeled Numbers of My Friends and Enemies. Let's start with Akai, I guess. Okay, Akai, I understand that you and Dingding were not on very good terms.
Dingding? Who?
She lived here. You talked to her on many occasions and even offered her a new place to stay.
Why would I do that? I've never come here before.
What are you doing?
What?
Why are you acting so weird? If you're worried that you'll seem suspicious if you said you knew her, don't be. If anything, acting like you don't know her is only gonna make things worse.
Well, I did know her.
Go on.
She was really offended when I asked her about a new place to stay, and I've apologized countless times for it, but she never really forgave me. I thought I'd just brush it off, but she started saying very mean things to me, and I just felt like I had to cut off the relationship.
What kind of mean things?
Like, I'm faking my personality, or I only care about being popular. But none of it is true. I don't know where she got that from.
I see. Well, do you happen to remember what you were doing on the night of the 20th?
The 20th? Isn't that like a week before the murder?
Yes, but it matters to the investigation. It was raining heavily that night and Dingding left the house after quite some time. Did you run into her then?
Oh, that night. I think I met up with some of my high school classmates for dinner that night. Or was it the day I went for supper with my colleagues? Either way, I was eating with friends.
I guess you won't be admitting then. You were driving along 14 Rainforest Road that day and the car skidded due to the slippery roads and you hit a pedestrian down. You left the scene with no regard for the harm you did to the victim, and it later came to your attention, just recently after you appointed secretary, that this victim was Dingding.
What? No, why would I commit a hit and run? I always drive carefully, especially on rainy days.
If I told you I had affirmative evidence to prove it, would you believe me?
You don't need evidence for something that never happened. I'm telling you, I never hit anyone down.
I guess I have no choice then. These photos, that's your car, isn't it? And that over there is the pedestrian you hit.
What is it that you want from me? A confession? For me to resign from my position? She's already dead. Why does it matter what happened back then anyway?
So you did commit the hit and run then?
Yes, I did it. That's what you want to hear, isn't it? I accidentally hit her and was so shocked by the sight of it that I fled the scene. It could have cost me my whole career if I got criminal charges for it. I just couldn't handle it. Why did it even have to be Dingding of all people? She was the one person I knew that would always be out for me.
Well then, I think that's all I needed to hear. You can go.
Just look at how suspicious she is. I bet she is the culprit.
Are you sure you're not just saying that because you have personal prejudice towards her? And it doesn't make sense why she didn't try any other method of getting you not to talk. It's not like people would believe a random outcast who makes ungrounded claims about like the most popular person in town.
No, and I wouldn't make ungrounded claims. She knows that. I bring solid evidence from wherever I can get it from. Anyway, I don't care about money or my reputation, unlike her. so bribing or blackmailing wouldn't have worked.
But she never tried it. If she was desperate enough to murder you, she would have tried even the most impossible means of getting what she wanted.
Well, I just think she is most suspicious of all the suspects.
She's literally the only one we've interrogated so far. Why are you like this? You know what, let's just move on. Next enemy, Shiroi.
I highly doubt he will be contactable though. Haven't heard from him in like 5 months.
I'll try just in case. How do you normally contact him?
I used to call him, but he changes numbers really often. And I tried emailing, but he never checks his inbox. So after that, I just sent him mail by pigeon. You can also try scattering salt in a circle and standing in the middle and screaming his name 3 times.
I think I'll just try the pigeon. Which pigeon do you use?
Oh, I just go ahead and catch one. That, or I use the express pigeon service. The normal one is way too slow. If you tell them the physical features of the recipient, the pigeons will single-handedly sniff them out and give them your package.
Wow, incredible. Okay, then let's do it.
Oh yeah, did I mention the pigeons take about 40 days to deliver the package? With express, that is.
It's done. You never told me that pigeons were so angry all the time. Also, I really wish you told me how long it takes before all of this. Oh well, let's just go to the next suspect.
You can call Kiroi, but do not ask a single yes or no question. The answer will always be yes.
So, what do you think of Dingding? You heard the news, right?
We were such good friends. She had so many correct opinions that I 100% agreed with.
Sure. So, do you have any alibi?
Yes.
Well, then, share it.
Okay, I was at home and then, well, I blacked out.
Oh, that is kind of weird, but okay. What happened once you woke up?
I was still at home, so I guess nothing happened. I mean, I don't usually do much when I black out. Or at least, not to my knowledge.
So this is something that happens often?
Yes.
I probably shouldn't have asked that question, but sure. Well, if you have anything else to say about Dingding, you can share it with me.
Yes.
Go on, if you will.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm kind of a people pleaser.
Yes, all you have said is yes.
I don't know, it just felt like Dingding never really listened to me. Sure, I said yes all the time, but she just cut me off before I could finish agreeing. I wanted her to like me, but I didn't really feel like she did. I guess I can say all this now that she's dead, but I always wanted to tell her this in person. I just couldn't muster up the courage to say it.
I am sorry. Well, thanks for that. It'll be really helpful in our investigation. Well, Dingding?
I mean, if she had things to say, she could have just said them. It's not like I never gave her the opportunity to speak. She just never engaged.
She did say you always cut her off.
Well, of course she did. She can say anything now that I'm dead.
But she would have kept it to herself if she knew she was a suspect, so she wouldn't seem so suspicious, wouldn't she?
Sure.
Last suspect, Kuroi, was it?
Yeah, you can probably just call her over from the cave right on the left of mine. She rarely leaves the house, so she'll probably be at home.
Okay then, I'll go do that. Is she not home, or does the doorbell just not work because this is a cave that charges $1 rent? The door, or not really a door, is open. Maybe I'll just walk in and ask. This is a really weird house. Why are there skeleton and zombie and creeper heads? And what's with all this fire and these chains? Oh, there's a book here.
Excuse me, what are you doing in my house?
Oh, I came in because I thought you were at home and your doorbell wasn't working and I couldn't help but notice this.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't touch my belongings. A police officer, huh? Why were you looking for me?
You must have noticed the murder next cave. I wanted to ask you about it as part of our investigation.
Didn't you just close the case today as a suicide? Are you reinvestigating it right after you said you were done with it? This is why we can't trust the police.
I'm surprised you even heard about the statement my colleagues made. There was literally only one reporter there.
I'm kind of obligated to know since I knew Dingding personally, but please answer my other questions.
Oh, I'm just a trainee detective. My colleagues didn't really carry out a proper investigation, so I decided to take it on my own. Could you come over to Dingding's cave so I can ask you a few questions?
I don't really want to, though. You might notice how I'm carrying groceries right now. If I could take some time to put them in my pantry, I would like that.
Oh, go ahead, please. You don't have to come over instantly, just in your own time. I'll be going back to the cave now, so you can find me there when you're ready. Just take your time. What a weird person. Have you ever been to her house? It's really concerning. She has mob heads and chains and fire and emo quotes all around her house, and her bed is a grave. Anyway, I asked her to come over in her own time, so she should do so soon. But she's kind of intimidating, so I'm not really looking forward to interrogating her.
Nah, she's just prickly. Don't be scared by her.
Okay then. Oh, we should do that thing in detective shows where they put photos of the prime suspects on a big whiteboard and draw lines connecting them.
I mean, it's not like they can see it anyway. This is an anime podcast.
What?
What? I mean, I don't have one of those big whiteboards. And you shouldn't have to rely on detective shows to decide how you investigate a case. Aren't you a detective yourself?
Do you think I've ever been part of an actual proper investigation? And I guess we won't do that then. We can just visualize it in our heads.
Technically, I no longer have a head, but sure.
Do you really have to dispute everything I say?
I don't dispute everything you say.
You just... Let me just forget it. That must be Kuroi.
It is me, Kuroi.
Oh look, it is Kuroi.
Thanks for coming. You can take a seat on that rock if you want.
I'm good. I don't like to sit, so I can escape at a moment's notice.
Escape from what?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you knew Dingding personally. What do you remember about her?
Oh, she was pretty nice. The only bad thing she did wasn't even that bad.
Mowing 4 people down with a car isn't that bad.
How do you know about that? Also, it could have been worse.
How could it have been worse? Whatever, I just know.
Like, it could have been 5 people.
Wait, if you were there, why didn't you stop her?
Everyone dies in the end anyway.
That does not justify your or Dingding's actions.
My actions? I didn't even do anything.
That's the problem! Whatever, let's move on. Do you know anyone else apart from Dingding?
Well, I used to.
Yes.
They kind of got mowed down.
What? So the people Dingding mowed down were your enemies too?
Not exactly. More like my friends, but yeah, it's nothing. Everyone dies in the end anyway.
Oh my goodness.
Just ask your next question, please.
You guys were good friends, right? Who did she last speak to?
Well, it was probably her murderer.
Haha, funny joke.
I'm not joking.
It was Kuroi. I don't know why you didn't just ask me this earlier.
What? How is this my fault? Didn't you think that might be important?
What? Is that relevant to the interrogation?
No, it's nothing. It seems that you were the second last person Dingding spoke to before the murderer. So do you remember what you talked to her about?
No.
No?
No. But if I did, it would probably be about everyone dying in the end.
Why are you like this? You know what? This is the end of the interrogation. Thanks for coming.
It was a pleasure.
Sure, the pleasure is all mine. You never told me she was so emo. What is it with her and everyone dying in the end?
You have to admit, she has a point.
No, she does not. Also, why are all your friends so weird?
Maybe if you think everyone is weird, you're the weird one.
Okay then. That's all the suspects, right?
Yes.
No. The detectives?
I mean, they have no motive, and they probably not want to come in for an interrogation.
They're the only ones you have actual physical evidence for. Surely you should know this. It is your murder after all.
You're the detective investigating it.
I'm not even a detective yet. Anyway, speak of the devil. Looks like the detectives want me back at work. I'll get going then.
Oh, trainee. You know you can't just leave work like that, right? You have to at least do your job, or you won't ever become a detective.
If it makes any difference, we're sorry for what you said about you not being of help to us.
Wow, that is actually the nicest thing you've ever said to me. Well, sure, I'll get right to it.
Well, so you can just sit back down and look at the files on your desk.
Sure. I remember now why I did not like this job. At least I can use this time to think over Dingding's murder. Well, if you look at it closely, there really isn't anyone with a good motive to kill her. I don't think Kuroi had a strong enough urge to kill her, and Kuroi has already put up with the whole mowing down on my friends incident for a pretty long time. Besides, they're her friends. People only kill their friends in movies or crime podcasts. Considering how Akai didn't actually kill Dingding or hurt her that much, she could have just turned herself in and walked away with light charges. There was CCTV footage too, so killing Dingding would have done nothing to cover it up. I think she just wanted to salvage her reputation, but if she was desperate enough to kill Dingding, she'd be desperate enough to let the news out. And she'd always just gone. It could be possible that the fact that he's uncontactable now is not a coincidence, but he's spoken to Dingding only twice. It makes no sense why he'd kill her. And the detectives? Dingding had a point, for once. They really do have no motive for killing her. It's not like she was rich or popular or blackmailed them. At least, I don't think so. And it makes sense that their footprints were there since they went to investigate the crime. Wow, it is really ironic how digging deeper into the murder just makes it seem even more like the premature conclusion that the detectives made. Unless she's not telling me something. But then again, she didn't tell me a lot. She wasn't really being helpful to the investigation.
Hey trainee, you should finish up that work soon. We're leaving now, so remember to clean up before you go.
Oh, is it already 7?
No, I said that as a joke.
Hilarious. Well then, see you. I'm back yet again.
Welcome back.
So I did some thinking, and it really seems like there's something you're not telling me. Like, were you lying about what happened before the murder? Do you have other people you used to know?
What? If there's anyone who's holding things back from you, it would be the suspects. And you saw my book of all my friends and enemies. Those are everyone I know. I don't even have parents.
Still, it doesn't fit. None of the suspects have a proper motive. Listen, if there's anything you need to tell me, you can just say it.
How would I know what you want to hear from me? I never died?
If I knew, I wouldn't ask.
Yeah, but if I said something like I had instant noodles for dinner the night before my death, you would probably say it doesn't matter. That's something I chose not to tell you for obvious reasons. Of course I'm not telling you things. It's because they aren't important to the investigation.
I'm not sure I trust your judgment, and I can't help you if you aren't even trying. This isn't part of my job. I could just leave right now.
Well, I guess I do have something to admit. Something you might consider important. I've been here all my life. No parents, 2 friends, 2 enemies, and a cave. It really is more boring than you could imagine. I found ways to spice it up here and there, blackmail and running people over, but it doesn't really help much. Wouldn't you get tired of it too? Everyone here has cookie-cutter personalities. The nice one, the emo one, the loner, the one with no personality, the comically incompetent duo. Even you are such a protagonist. Did you never notice how your house is literally the only one that stands out in the whole of Spongle Town? I wanted to make a splash, or at least have a bit of fun, I guess. I'm sure you can guess what happened. Well, this is it. How do you feel, knowing that you were wrong all along? That now I'm the protagonist and you're the fool? I couldn't care less I'm now a ghost. It is so worth it. That's it, I guess. Anything to say?
Wow. So I really wasted all my time on this just to be told you were only fooling around? Murders are serious things.
This isn't even a murder. Also, it was really funny.
Funny, you say? I really cannot stand you. I might as well just go back to work and finish all the stuff I haven't done because of this investigation.
She really is salty. Someone has anger management issues. Well, that's all. I'm returning to address the audience even though I only did once, right at the very start. Sorry for wasting your time. But hey, don't you want to know how I carried out my own murder? Here's a step-by-step guide with illustrations. Step 1. Get a knife. Step 2. Take one of those emergency glass breaking hammers from the bus. Step 3. Break your own window and place some black clothing fibers on the edges. Step 4. Wipe the floor squeaky clean to make sure no one's footsteps remain. Step 5. Stab yourself. Step 6. Watch the magic unfold. In conclusion, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and story time. I really do not like Ari or any of my friends and enemies. See you next time, even though I'm dead.
So that was our anime podcast. We hope you enjoyed it, especially the ending. It was really satisfying, wasn't it? This was probably my favorite volume of the series, given there has only been one. If your birthday happened to be a week ago, happy birthday! You've been listening to Fool from The Smongel Show. Stay tuned for more updates.
Deja vu, I just been in this place before.